All right, so today we're going to be getting started on an 820-00165 that's dead and figure out if we can see what's wrong with it along with the rest of my queue before I get out of here. I'm procrastinating leaving because it's snowing and I have to ride my bike home today, and that's going to suck. So let's get right into it. And let's take a look at what's going on with this one. So make sure you say hello to my little Doge with his cigar. That got added to the back of my chair recently. Now, you probably can't see the power supply LED. Let's see if it's possible to zoom in on that with the new... I took off the zoom lens from here, so yeah, you can't see that at all. So it's taking 0.1 amps. So 0.1 amps means it's kind of trying to turn on, but it's not actually turning on. So let me get my multimeter software here so I can get that to show up on the screen. Hello? Come on, multimeter software. You can do better than that. Let's try again. Come on, meter software. No. Fine, that'll have to do. Fix the camera a little bit. So. Oh boy, technical difficulties abound today. So this is the machine, and we're going to take it apart. Get to the inside of this and get to the bottom of this. I should probably turn the power off before getting started there. Nice Doge. Thank you. I appreciate that you like my Doge. He helps me fix every board. Someone says Lewis can't repair. Linus is better. Well, at least I know the difference between a Maxion and a Tampad. Dave Jones from EV blogged at the Hot Air Station review. Have you had a chance to watch it? I did. I actually also, funny that you ask, my inventory said that I had 600 of them for some stupid reason. So I ran out a little too soon. I'm going to have more coming shortly. So all the orders will be fulfilled. But yeah, I did see this review, and a bunch of people bought. It was funny because I was reading some of the comments, and they were saying, this is an advertisement, this is a shill. The reason I sent it to Dave is because I figured if he liked it, nobody would say that, since essentially Dave just craps on all the stuff that he gets. I've seen so many companies send him stuff to review, and he just buries them to the point where I bet that, you know, they would pay $10,000 to have him delete his video. And I figured that he was going to do the same to this. So I didn't bother ordering more, because if I thought that a review from Dave would actually increase sales as much as it did, I would have actually bought more. But I didn't buy more, which is why I ran out, because I thought that when Dave reviewed it, he was going to, you know, go, "Crikey, look at this." I can't do his voice today because I haven't had, and my throat is kind of raspy from riding my bike in the cold. But, you know, this is some cheap Chinese piece of junk, and it makes the lights flicker because of the terrible power supply, and look at how bad it's made. And he was, I didn't think that it was going to be a good review. I thought it was going to be terrible. So I was actually rather surprised when he opened it up and liked it. All right. We're gonna take this, get it out of the way, get the board over here. Now it's just me and the Doge. Any news on Antminer Schematics? That company is never going to provide me with anything. So now I know that working on that stuff is kind of a waste of time. Are MacBooks worth the money? Fixing them, yes. Buying them, in my opinion, no. If they help you get your work done, by all means. But I think their hardware is not worth it at all. So we're going to take a look around our board and turn off the BNK multimeter software that's messing with me. And me and my Doge are gonna make this work. Let's take a look and see if we got any water. All right, we're hunting some water damage. Now I need you to be very, very quiet, because I don't want to scare it away. How do you remember where the screws go? I don't want to remember where the screws go, because they put the long screw in the short hole. So I don't even want to know where I don't want to remember where they put the screws, because it's the wrong location. All right, you stop me if you see any corrosion. We don't want to scare the hints away. We're hunting water damage. The amount of crap you got for that mistake. Yep. Yep. Linus got exposed to fourth wave feminism. Linus got exposed. That's the funniest thing. He's the most politically innocent and naive person I could imagine. And he just got, oh my God. Yep. Yep. It's not your first or your second wave, no more. He got exposed to something he wasn't prepared for. Lame. It looks like the fan is missing its clip too. I'll gotta put another one there. I won't name the store that sent this because they're actually very nice people. Huh. Ah, gotta turn my volume down. Thanks, I fixed a 512 gigabyte SSD from an A1502 based on your advice, your tips and videos. Appreciate it. Keep it up. Well, thank you very much to Steve. Thank you for funding me. Does it say that you funded me, ass? Am I reading this correctly? Did you find a way to troll me? I think you found a very creative way to troll me. You funded me, ass. Well, not really sure what to make of that. So if I look around this, I don't see any sign of liquid. I can't see any corrosion. I could be missing something. It's possible that I'm missing something, but I don't see anything yet. So we're gonna have to go about this. We're gonna have to go about this methodically and go through every rail manually, which is a big waste of time. So let's get on with the big waste of time now, shall we? All right. You all ready? Are you all ready? You all excited? All right, we're going to go over to the schematic. We're going to go over to the schematic and the board view. And are you kidding me? You've got to be kidding me. I just plugged it in, and it works. Wait, no, it doesn't. Now it does. No, it doesn't. Wait. No, it just needs the stupid fan clip put there. Okay, so this board fixed itself, and the power supply is showing that it's taking 0.4 amps. So this is literally fixed. Magically. Well, yeah, I mean, who might argue with results? Okay, so I suppose on to the next machine. All right. Hey, not going to argue with results. Not going to argue with results. Next machine. That doesn't turn on. All right. Hey, what do you know? That is the power of Doge. Look at that Doge. That is powerful Doge. All right, we're going to move on to the next one because the first one fixed itself. Indeed, Emma. Indeed. So, we're just going to take the screws out of this bottom one. Okay, remember, take the screws out. What's with all the MacBook Airs lately? Asked Adam. The MacBook Air is the most popular one, so of course it's going to be the one that shows up most often. It's the most popular machine for a while, this baseline. Do you smoke? No, I don't smoke. Smoking's no good for you. In spite of what Mike Pence may say. It's got a note inside. It says, thank you for all the helpful videos. Matt. Why, thank you, Matt, for the nice note. Okay, we're going to put that aside for the time being and see what this does. Maybe the second machine from them will also fix itself. I had a few 00165s with no liquid and dead CPUs, fan spin, but no platform reset L. Well, that's odd, because if you didn't have platform reset L, I wouldn't imagine that it would actually turn on or even give you fan spin. I think you're getting trolled, TCRS. I think you're getting trolled. Okay, we're going to plug this one in, and it's drawing 0 amps, so there is a chance that it's actually dead, which would be great. That's great, because it's actually quite boring to work on something that is already working. Good job, Emma, on the moderation. I approve. Good work. So, let's get this out of here and move on to the next one. I feel so disappointed in Vice. It's like the one person at Vice, like the one person that did some sensible journalism. It's like finding out that Santa isn't real, man. Tweeting about how the James Damore memo stated that women were not genetically fit to be at their job, which it didn't. It didn't. Oh, man. I just tweeted about that. That made me so sad. Made me sad. I asked for a citation, but it still makes me sad. What do you feed your kitties? I feed my kitties this Hill Science Diet dry food and wellness canned food. And sometimes my finger. My kitty likes to eat my finger. Can you please send these MacBooks to the hydraulic press channel? I can't because these don't belong to me. These belong to customers, or else I would. Trust me, I think that's a great place for a MacBook to go. But maybe. How often do you get large gaming laptops to repair? Never, because I don't work on them. 0% of the time. Never. Absolutely never. People have the exact same turnaround time expectations for stuff I do have schematics and parts and diagrams for stuff that I don't. So if I took that stuff in, I would just have a bunch of angry customers and 1-star reviews and chargebacks and anger. You can't really do a business like this unless you streamline it. And I guess you can, but it's just much more difficult. And you have to have a much less demanding customer base, which I find is not something that I not something I find. What is your number one phone you like to use? I have a Moto G. This is my Moto G. This was $179. Anthony funded $1. Thank you for the dollar. The R dollar. Rossman dollar. I see RS1. The Rossman dollar. I would have preferred a coin, a crypto coin, to $1. A Rossman crypto. I should make my own coin. Let's see what's wrong with this one. I really hope this one is interesting. If this is another one that just works, then this will be fairly a very boring stream. Okay. Plug it in. Takes 0.014 amps. All right. So we're going to look around the board, see if anything looks funny. Jordan says, what is your take on SOPs or standard operating procedures for employees at repair shops? Do you have anything similar? I hate to give a crappy answer, but you need more specificity than that. Like, what do you mean by standard operating procedure? What is the standard operating procedure for dealing with customers? What is the standard operating procedure for fixing a board? What is this thing? I don't really understand. I try to hire people that have a brain, and then I kind of try to trust them to do the right thing. You know, I mean, I show people the intake, how we take stuff in, how we deal with customers, what services we offer, what services we don't offer, how to deal with people so that when they're just like looking for conflict, that they don't wind up raging. I suppose we just kind of try to teach people how to think ahead. How to think ahead and solve a problem. I don't know, like standard operating procedure, like if we're missing this part, buy from that person kind of thing. Not really sure how to answer the question. It's just a little broad. What do you think of Litecoin? I think Litecoin's a fine coin. Why are you yellow and brown? That resistor is kind of cruddy looking. Look at that cruddy looking resistor. I want something that's nice and silver and black. It's kind of yellow and brown, don't you think? We'll come back to that later. I don't think that's what it is. I don't see any corrosion yet, and I'd like to see some corrosion before trying anything. But I don't see anything. There's a little bit of fuzz. Got a little bit of fuzz. Some more fuzziness. But no corrosion. Huh, what's that? Look at that little solder ball. That manufacturing quality right there. How do you prevent parts from flying off a board when using hot air? The surface tension. They're not going to fly off the board because of surface tension. Look at that. I just managed to shoot a solder ball right off the board. That's great. That's great. I don't run as an exercise routine for the person who asked. I ride a bike. Running gets to be hard on your knees after a while. I ride my bike to work every day and back home. So yeah, there's nothing on here that really seems to be out of the ordinary. So we're going to have to go through everything manually and measure. Okay, got my multimeter, got my schematic, and my board view. So let's find the list of rails and go from there, shall we? Now we know that I have PP3V4 too, because when I have the power on, you can see that there is a light on the charger, which wouldn't be there if PP3V42 was missing. Have you ever tried to warm? That's a dumb question. Okay. You got to ignore the dumb questions. So the first rail on my list is Pepe Bus G3 Hot. So So let's try and find Pepe Bus G3 hot. That's going to be right over here. And let's try to get my meter software to read my meter. Boo. It doesn't want to read my meter. Come on. Oh, you mofo. Alright. There we go. Let's put 0 volts. 8.6 volts. 0 volts. 8.6 volts. 0 volts. 8.6 volts. What do you think my problem with this board is going to be? If we look over here on the side, so let's just go over to F7140 on the schematic. As you can see, this is where Pepe Bus G3 hot is created. This can be created from the charger. This circuit is going to take the 16 or 18 volts from the adapter and turn it into 8.6 volts for the system. Or, if the charger is not plugged in, then this main system line will come from the battery. So the battery will go through here, this transistor, go through this current sensing resistor so the machine knows how much power the battery is using, get held by these capacitors, and go through this fuse. So, on one side of the fuse I have 8.6 volts. On the other side I have 0. This would tend to mean that the fuse itself is blown. Now this circuit that creates Pepe Bus G3 hot is doing its job, because on this side of the fuse I get 8.6 volts. On this side I don't. Now this fuse has to have blown for a reason, and we're going to want to find what that reason is. And so let's turn off the power supply. Put the multimeter into resistance mode. Hello from France, thanks for your videos. Why, thank you for the $3, VDAX. I appreciate it. So let's see if we have a short circuit on this, on the Pepe Bus G3 hot side. See what we get. And the multimeter software is being a pile of junk. Here we go, 0.3. That's a good 5-second delay. That sucks so bad. But yeah, it looks like we do have a short circuit to ground of 0.3 ohms. That's going to be a really obvious short. It's going to be something that I think should be showing up if we were to inject voltage into the board. So I think now would be a good time to inject voltage into the board to see what shows up there, which is what I'm going to do. So now I'm going to take these little banana clips that I got. I used to have them on the site, but I just recently ran out. I sold out. We're going to be buying more, but you can always find this type of stuff at store.rossmangroup.com. Getting better every day, trying to reorganize the site, make it a little bit easier to navigate. We're going to be going over the homepage soon and making it nicer, prettier, happier, fitter, more productive. Let's see. Jessa Jones is here. What does she have to say? I went to OM today and watched an 11-year-old weld in a garage. I thought I was a dangerous parent, welding for 5th graders. Oh, yeah. Anybody here have overprotective parents? I'm never going to forget this stuff. Like, my dad was a cook at the Plaza Hotel. Expensive hotel. Then from Australia, we'll never use your services. Shut up and take my money, says Arcus. Well, I thank you to Arcus for the $5. It's much appreciated. Yeah, I remember my father was a chef at the Plaza Hotel. Really, really high-end restaurant in Manhattan. And he would get home and my mother wouldn't want him to use the kitchen because he may mess something up. It was so funny. Like, you know, my dad gets to cook for staff of the president and he can't cook in his house. And, you know, she didn't even want me to go in the kitchen. It's a good thing to let your kids, get your kids exposed to this stuff while they're young. Don't be the parent that tries to hide your kids from everything. Or then you'll wind up with someone like me who at 26 years old is caught on YouTube trying to peel an avocado with a knife instead of get it out with a spoon. I appreciate what Jess is doing there. Jesse, your favorite person from Vice, left some interesting remarks on Twitter. I sent you a message. Hey, Paul. Paul is here. Paul, just in time to watch me steal all the very easy boards. and claim them for myself. How you doing? Alright. We're going to put the power supply to 1 volt. And I'm going to solder the... Here, let's take this. Solder the ground wire to the ground of the board. That is ugly looking, but I don't care because it's not like we're keeping this here long term. And then we're going to put this over here, the positive end, to this part that's broken. Again, it's ugly, but who cares? It's not like we're keeping it like that long term. Jess, so we got a lot to talk about that because they did some other stuff that was kind of lame too, but that was way different than that. Okay, so we hit output, and let's see what gets warm. Fix the 2010 random reboot. How hard should I kick Paul in the balls for taking an 820-2879 that randomly reboots? Because I think that deserves a really hard kick. Not that I don't deserve it for all the crap that I make him work on. That's probably unfixable, but... Alright, so now we're going to be using the alcohol method. It's my favorite method, really. Because this method saves money over the BS thermal cams. Typically, when there's a short to ground on Pepe Bus G3 Hot, it is by either the CPU capacitors or the caps are over there. But we'll see. All right. Crest will fix it. No, Paul. That MCP will not be fixed by Crest. Nothing even close to warm. Perhaps on the other side. Let's turn it over. Come on. Oh, don't make the thermal camera look good. This board is this one's gonna make the thermal camera look good. That would suck. One example SOP would be the procedure for recovering eMMC data on a phone. Have you ever thought about writing an SOP for those types of situations or problems for employees that are not as common or obvious? No, because if somebody needs to view a standard operating procedure for that, they shouldn't be responsible for people's data. That type of stuff is... That stuff requires a brain. I mean, you need a brain. So I would work with someone and guide them, but I would not try to create a standard operating procedure for anything related to board repair or data recovery. Like for replacing a connector, maybe. But for anything that's even remotely open-ended, no. No way. No, I need somebody with a brain for that. And I suppose you could write it out, but it's like I have 2 people doing that, so it doesn't. If I had a company with 1,000 people doing that, maybe I would try. But with 2 people, it doesn't. What MacBook from the pre-Touch Bar era do you think is the most reliable in the long term? I need one for iOS development, and I want something to last. 2014-15 MacBook Air? I would say 2015 MacBook Air. The face method. The thing is, I like my face. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like my face, but I like my face, and I'd like to keep it. So I don't really want to do that. All right, so I'm going to give up and try this thing. And let's see. All right, we're going to try this piece of pile of you-know-what. I got to plug it in. Where does this thing plug in? All right, I'm going to take this out of Paul's desk. It's plugged in. And I need a Cat 5 cable, which is going to hit me in the head as I turn this thing on. iPad Rehab says standard operating procedure for data. Collect history, look at board, relate to prior experience, engage brain to come up with plan, avoid doing stupid things, solve. That's a pretty good procedure, I would say. But again, the thing is engage brain. And so the brain part is really... All right, let's get this thermal cam software up. Come on. Okay. Let's fix the cropping of this thing. So everything here is 29 Celsius, and then this little cap over here is 49 Celsius. All right, I gotta say, gotta hand it to this thing. I think it just solved it. So this one, yep, that's the one. See, the one next to it is 28 degrees, and this one is 53 degrees. So Credit where credit is due. Thermalcam did something for a change. Wow. Much Doge. Okay, take this, put it aside. Much Doge. Let's see what that cap is for in the schematic real quick. Actually, I forget which one it was. It was either this one or this one. Uh-oh. I'm sure I'll figure it out. Okay, C7371. C7371. My PDF reader isn't working. What the? Interesting. Alright, let's try just good old-fashioned display capture. If the PDF reader doesn't want to work. Okay, now OBS is just trolling me. Hello. You really don't want to show me the PDF reader, do you? Okay, so display capture in OBS is no longer working. And neither is my PDF reader. Wow. Huh. What, so I guess I could point the camera at the screen or something. Alright, so maybe I'll just explain to you what that cap is for. Because I can't show you. That's interesting. Yeah, my display capture and window capture in OBS are no longer working. Let's see. Restart solved it. All right. Close OBS.